Alright, let's do another update since I have the lights on for a minute. Well, look at you. So, I changed out, I pulled the orange bulb out and I put a blue. So it goes pink, blue, purple, pink. And got a couple of new. I think I got my 2 Ariel Quins. They're doing okay. A couple little BVs in there. Back you can barely see. There's a little piece of Hygrophila chai. We'll see how well that does. It probably won't. Some of my plants I had problems with before. This Winty Gecko with the pink in the middle. It's starting to grow. Before I had problems with it growing. I have a couple of Spiralis red crypt babies in there. You can see them better on the back glass, but this camera's horrible for aquariums. So here's the Flamingo Patch, how they're doing. You can see I got some what is that, BBA, is that what it's called, on the wood right here, because the CO2 flows straight from here down, so of course it gets on the wood. And in my experience, CO2 plus wood equals algae puffs. But there's a little bit of it on this wood, you can see, but I don't care as long as it doesn't get too bad. Every once in a while I'll scrub that. I try to scrub that off with a toothbrush or pick it off with scissors or tweezers. Pick at it while I have a hose in there vacuuming to get it out. Some of my plants that were stalling before, like I showed you the gecko, and this one here, I have a this Rosen Maiden. Well, I had a Rosen Maiden here. It was doing okay, but the little split that came off of it is the little green split right there. So it has new growth, like a little split. I pulled out the background color, the OJs. I pulled out the OJs and put Rotala colorata in there. I need to trim them down so that they would grow back bushy. That's probably about it for that tank. The 38 gallon that I redid, I know it looks extremely blue, but I'll show you why it looks blue. First of all, this is just a blue channel. So let's see what I got this at, running about 45 right now. So let's put the red channel at 45 and I'll show you what it looks like. So this has 3 cords that come with it, which I have the cords, they're down there, but I'm using 1 cord so that I could use 1 cheap wall timer. I use a little Walmart wall timer like that. That one's for the CO2. The one for this light is down here. It's hard to reach. But this is just the blue channel on the SB Reef. I don't feel like taking 2 plugs with some type of a splitter adapter or getting another wall timer to use 2 plugs. So I'm using 1 plug. So I chose blue. This is blue. Let's say I chose to run the red side. This is the red side. In my opinion, the red side looks more yellow, like you know, old school T5 or incandescent. It looks incandescent to me. I mean, it looks okay. You know, some of the colors and stuff looks alright, but this is more old school. Now, some people like this a lot more. I don't. This is what the little light looks like in the middle. So this one's called the night light. But yeah, I mean, it looks kind of cool because of the shimmer. But this is straight 6500K light. So 6500K light, that's what flamingos, Reinecke variegated, Rotala Ramsor creamer. So this new plant is a Blix Novu. I got it real cheap, like 20 bucks. I remember when they came out, they were like charging $200 a plant for these things, but it's a Blixa. They grow out of control, so they're getting cheap now. I knew they would sooner or later. Hygrophila chai is the same way. You get a little clump now for $20, and it used to be like 200. So got a couple of BVs in here, see how they grow in this tank. A couple in there to see how they grow in that tank. I got 2 BVs and just split them. I don't remember if this was a spiralis or if it's a costada, and I'll beat a costada, so we'll find out when it starts growing. This pink plant here, getting the new sprout. Those are Alternanterra, same family as the Rhinekes, but this is Alternanterra ossipus. And I really like this plant, but I chopped it up and gave it to a friend, so I just left a stump to grow that back from there. This this big fat tall Ludwigia here, I collected that, and in my other tank it got kind of red, but it's not as red in here. But I do believe it to be a, well, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a, like it, I mean, it looks like a grandulosa, but then it doesn't. It's a Blixa alberti here with this long leaf, and it's pretty much melted, but I bought it for $5. It was pretty much melted when I got it. Let's see if I recover it or not. The Sagittarian Platyphyla that I collect locally, I collect these guys, and I went out and found a few more little ones, put them in here. Rotala colorata here. I took the OJ out of the other tank and the Rotala arguella and put it in the back. So I need to trim those down, obviously, so I'll probably just sell those. So I got some aromatica back here. I probably would have to move it because it's going to be real blocked by this Blixa, by the Blixa novo. Hygrophila polysperma, the sunset, I knocked all those down. My locally collected wild Ludwigias, this one, you can barely see because they all these plants blend together right now, but I got a different light I'm going to put on here sometime. I collected some more of these guys. This big tall plant here, which happens to be like this little green one here that has the striped dots in it. So that's what those are going to be. Those are Isiotis. I think I said that wrong, but it's a wild plant that I collect. So this little crypt here, no, this one with the red on the leaf, that is a crypt. Nuri Pahang mutated. Like in my other tank I have Rose and Maiden. This is like almost the same plant. So this plant here, I'm not sure if it's going to melt or not because the dude that sent it to me sent it kind of without a rhizome, so you can see one little tiny white root trying to come out of the side. So this little crypt, I don't know, Ferragera or something, variety Ferragera or something, don't know how to pronounce it, but it's probably going to die. It might die because it doesn't have a good base on it. This is one of those baby spiralis reds right here, right there in between the Rhinekes. So that's pretty much the update for this tank. The Rotala, this is Rotala mexicana Goyas. Rotala mexicana Goyas, and we'll see how that grows. It looks like it's starting to take hold. Rotala mexicana arguella back here. I need to knock these way down, so the top half, I'm just gonna sell them or give them to somebody. Juncus repens back here, and that's an update on that tank. I'm not good at this style of a tank. I call this like Dutch or farm, but it's not Dutch. It's not called Dutch, but a lot of people would call this Dutch. But whatever you call this, like a Dutch or a farm style, I'm not good at this because you have to be able to place things, like place something here or here, so that it's better to have something here or here. You're supposed to group things by size, color, mass, things like that. And this is kind of all new to me, this style. I'm used to doing a style like this, But with this tank I did not have a freedom. I had a lot of plants in here that when they're small they can be hidden behind things, but as soon as they get a little bigger, they don't go with things, they stick out like a sore thumb. So even though they were pretty, I would get rid of them. Well, this tank I can put whatever I want in here as long as I can make it fit, and it doesn't have to be like, oh well, this plant doesn't go with this and that, it doesn't go with the Scape. It's not a Scape, so it's fine. This is a new freedom that I'm not used to. This one here, I have a new freedom in this tank because since I can put any plant I want in here, I don't put them in here. So now I can keep this just what I want in here. So I mean, it's a Scape, it's not a great Scape, I'm not real super happy with it or whatever, but it's fine. But that is the update on this tank. Hopefully one day I will post this tank and it will have a big huge bloom of Rotala like bushing out from the back, maybe looking like it's on fire, but that might be unrealistic. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see how things do. That's it. That's the update for the tank. This SB reef I got out of the attic because I needed a better light on here than that fluval, and I'm probably gonna put another light on this one and then just take this one off. It is a hideous fixture, the SB reef. But my main issue with it is that for me to have the red side and the blue side both mixed would need 2 cords, and that's kind of stupid. That's lame, so I don't like that. So I'm gonna get one light with 1 cord that you can adjust, another LED light. So I'll have a T5 set up on here, LEDs on here. That's my update.